Boy, is that a pretty sunrise. Sitting here next to this old wheat field that's had the weed patches burned, and you can still smell that smoky, ashy smell. Well, good morning. It is September 8th. And man, what a beautiful morning. We had a heck of a sunrise this morning. And now we've got the fog coming up off the water. All the way through these river bottoms out here, the fog is just kind of, I don't know the word for it, just kind of hanging around and creeping through the trees. But we're here to go do a little bit of fishing down the creek. So we better head on down there before Suki jumps out of the vehicle and takes off on her own. Well, hopefully you heard those coyotes. Got a whole pack of them over there working something along the river bottom. Okay, one more. We'll go find a different spot. Well, maybe one more after the one more. Oh, these two goofballs. And there she goes. Well, at least someone's enjoying it today. Well, guys, we tried our best. No fish biting in this hole, so we'll move on down to the next. And we did come out yesterday. I was planning on filming the whole trip, and things just got all kinds of messed up. So still got that video, so we'll put it on. But yeah, my mind wasn't in it yesterday. We had one heck of a really pretty sunburst in the clouds, and I kept calling it a starburst for some reason. But yeah, it's been a while since we filmed. I got back from that last camping trip, and I don't know what I got, but all the tendons and joints in my legs hurt so bad I could hardly walk. Pretty high fevers and some horrible headaches. That finally, for the most part, went away. Still got a little pain in my legs, but the only thing I could think of was West Nile virus, but doctors seem not to think that was it. They'd rather give x-rays on your knees and everything else and give you some cortisone. Seems like that's their answer on everything, is cortisone. But we just got done with that. Then we had to go in and get a bunch of skin cancer removed. So I got a big old spot here on my chin and all over my forehead and back. You know, back in the old days, we tried to get tan. We even had our little tanning lotions and eventually turned to sunscreen, and later on in life, by that time we had already dosed up on all that good sunshine. But yeah, it's a pretty day. There's only one problem, and I've seen it yesterday too. It just, yeah, it makes you wonder about people. I left here yesterday. I had to get back to, my mom turned 80, so we had a surprise party for her. So I didn't really have time to, I was kind of running late. I was normal, so I didn't have time to film an ending to the video. But when I left here yesterday, there was no garbage. And look what I found this morning. I got a Walmart bag and some hard lemonade, night crawler container. And then we got another Walmart bag. Yeah, those are all paper towels. I don't know if I dare even pick them up. Yeah, it just makes you wonder. So why take the effort to pull the garbage out of your vehicle and throw it on the ground instead of just stopping at the dumpster on the way out? So we'll clean that stuff up and head down to the next hole. Maybe we'll be lucky enough to catch a fish today. Got a big old huge flock of pelicans out there. So the fish have got to be right here in this area if they haven't ate them all. Way over there in the distance, there's a great big old remains of a grain silo. It looks like there's a bunch of fog along the ground there, but yeah, it's pretty. I get a few lines out and then we'll see what happens. Yeah, we got our poles in. Now it's just up to the fish to cooperate. I'd say it'd be a really nice day, but we got some neighbors down there about 150 yards away that got the back of their Suburban open and music blasting out. I don't this day and age with all the little AirPods and all that other fancy stuff, there's no reason for that. Yeah, if it was the kind of music I'd like, it wouldn't be such a big issue, but man, that stuff they got playing is just hurts my ears and gives me a headache. Well, they've drawn this reservoir down You know, this is an irrigation and power reservoir. I believe it's at 20% right now. And we got a pretty big sandy beach all the way around here, enough room for everybody to fish. Only problem, people just gotta be pigs, I guess. They got bottles of booze laying on the beach and plastic water bottles, dead carp. I just don't understand people these days. Heck, there's big dumpsters right up here at the little camping area. Don't take much to pick stuff up and dump it off on your way out. And the big pelicans are all staged up here. They should be flying south here before long. You know, each one of them big white pelicans there can consume up to 4 pounds of fish per day. That's a lot of weight and fish sitting out there on the lake. Yeah, you got Suki way the heck over there. I don't know what she's just being a Suki. Here she comes, full speed ahead. Got the little stormer, and we got the little brown Bambi out here today. She had a hard time getting out of bed and leaving the house, but she's here. I think she probably wants back in the truck again so she can get warm. Well, I can't beat the morning view of this place. You know, American Falls is known as a pretty good birding spot for those that are into birding in the fall and the spring. A big part of the shorebird migration comes through here. The old part of town over there, I'm not sure exactly what year. It was I want to say the late 1920s. 3/4 of the town had to move. This reservoir came over the top of that town. Still the old foundations, and of course that old grain silo over there. At one time there was some natural falls that came through. Well, about right over where the dam is over there. That was quite the spectacle, I believe. This time of morning, this is a really nice, pretty spot. Just doesn't seem like the fish have been cooperating this fall here. We've been here a couple times, and haven't even had a bite. But as much as I don't like those pelicans, they are still kind of neat to watch. They always remind me of those old pterodactyls from the Jurassic period. Boy, that's a pretty sight. You don't see that all the time. I mean, they go way up high. Well, I guess this is what we're going to catch. A little 3.5-inch perch. How it even got hooked is beyond me, but at least we can't say we got skunked. Well, it looks pretty quiet. We are at the American Falls Fish Hatchery. This little spring is usually clear full of fish, which I think it still is. I think they're just all underneath this moss. Get a little bit of fish food they have here at the fish feeding station and see if we can remember what a trout looks like. Now, we've been here before. We got some good underwater footage of these fish, but we're not going to do that again to them. Let's just see if we can get something to come up. Well, you see the water starting to boil, and there they come. Some pretty good sized fish in there. Got those two big ones right straight down below me. Yeah, let's toss in a whole handful and we'll continue on our little adventure. That's a lot of fish in there. I'm not sure how many fish they raise a year here, how many they stock. It's quite a few though. Well, let's go see if we can find another spot to fish for a bit. Well guys, there's a another little baby. Say we got the one. That was the first cast when I got here. Didn't even have my camera filming. The way it works. See, the only way down here is off that great big old ledge. I have to sit down up there and swing my legs over. Wish I was like Storm, able to jump up on that. Bambi can't get up it either. Well, this video's got to come to an end. It's starting to warm up. The dogs want to go home. It's not like I can really let them out and go everywhere, though I should be able to down here, but there's just so much garbage and human waste at every spot. It's just disgusting. You know, we had that beautiful sunrise to start the day off with, and all the fog, and I thought today was just going to be a gorgeous day, but as this video, as you've seen, it's 2 different days, and starting to get pretty heartbreaking around here seeing all the garbage why people can't pick up after themselves. The fishing wasn't good on either video, but we did catch a few. Got some real trophies there, about 3 inches long. But the good news is I'm getting ready to leave on another trip. Be spending a couple more weeks out there in the mountains. Hopefully to get all the fall color in the quakies when they start changing. If they haven't already, you're starting to see some fall colors down here. So anyways, we'll have a whole series on that. I'll have my sisters with me again at 2 different times. But if you like what you see, me a thumbs up, comment, and share. And until next time, see you later.